Today, it's Paul and Heather and Elastabige. He's not stretching right now, but he can.
He stretches before the show.
Yeah. Yeah, get those stretches.
You can't see it, but his arms went super far up. I'm sorry. You weren't supposed to come back down.
Well, Elastabige died. that was the Elastabige kryptonite being poked in the face.
Yep. Gonna get a wasted gif out of that.
Hey everybody. Welcome to ChillPoint, the show where we talk about last week's video game news and also talk about the most recent episode of CheckPoint and all that good stuff. So, how did you like the episode? I was talking to Graham before we shot, and I was, and after I had marked a bunch of the stories, and I was like, I don't want to keep doing stories about NFTs.
Yeah.
But man, it's the well that keeps on springing.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, we resisted it for a while, and then it just was like...
It was easier to resist. There were so fewer stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's doing that thing where it gets into everything, and you can't stop it.
It's a stew of dumb, and you're just kind of like, well, I guess I have to talk about this stew.
Everybody, that well over there is still poison.
Dumb stew.
From the well.
Speaking of NFTs that we didn't talk about, because it was released back in 2019. The first story was about this F1 Delta Time. Just seems like
the weird car thing.
Really weird name for a game, but anyway. Which apparently was on the forefront of the NFT thing because they're doing in 2019.
I don't remember hearing about this at all, though, right?
The highest selling NFTs of 2019 were
the only one.
The only one,
maybe.
And I think they also got a couple of other biggest selling because the $100,000 jewel encrusted F1 car wasn't even the most. Apparently, one even went for $300,000.
I see. No, because based on
this money,
based on how the story was written, I thought what happened was that the 111 got sold for $100,000 initially, right? Like somebody bought it right away. And then
resold
and then it got resold several times because that's how money laundering works. And
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, and I was like that just really kind of made me feel like maybe that's what happened. Is that the one that sold for $300,000? But
I'm just if you want to throw your money away, we have a Patreon.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's a jewel encrusted F1 car. In a game where you play it from a very zoomed out point of view or in the cockpit. Either way, you can't see your car.
Is there not at least a jewel encrusted mirror on the inside of your car that you can look at?
I don't know. That would be good. Yeah.
If you had a rear view mirror in an F1 car, then somebody built you a car incorrectly. I'm pretty sure they don't have rear view mirrors.
The Patreon results in actual value. I'll tell you what. I'm sure I can convince Lur to make a tier on the thing where we promise to give you absolutely nothing in return for an obscene amount of money if someone takes it.
You get less.
That person
the
gets
more
no
money you
value.
Put in. Yeah.
Everybody else can have value.
So they have lost the Formula One license for this game. So they're shutting it down. But this company makes other racing games. REVV Motorsports makes a bunch of different racing games. And so which are some of which are also NFT oriented. And so they're doing a thing where you get, they're going to give people some stuff in these other games. I something I noticed just when I was actually getting the screenshots for this video. So the post by Rev Motorsports declaring that it's going to be it's going to cease operations. I love this message on here where, so for one thing, so the kinds of things that you get are like replacement cars, okay, I guess, based on the rarity and power of your original car. And then, but
up to their sole discretion, I'm sure.
Your cars can be swapped for a race pass, which is used in staking and gives access to future NFT mints.
It gets you in on the VIP list.
Staking 4.0 will have our largest reward pool yet, 20 million Rev, which I think is an in-game currency.
Yeah, some sort of Smurfberry, yeah. You need to use those assets with the race pass.
So, like, a lot of the stuff is, like, you get vouchers, which will allow you to, like, track vouchers redeemable for Rev Motorsports track NFTs in the future. You get, so it's like, you don't even get a thing. You get, like, a thing that makes it, so you're first in line to buy the thing in the future.
Yeah.
So they've taken NFTs to also be future shares.
Yeah.
That's real bad.
The race pass is a new token that is available in 5 rarities: common, rare, epic, legendary, and apex. What do you do when rare is your second rarity out of 5?
I mean, I played a lot of video games. That's
SSR.
It's rare, ultra rare,
and then S tier, double
SSR
S tier.
Super
So
rare.
it's like,
isn't there like super ultra rare?
it's common, uncommon, rare, SR, SSR, and then UR, I think, in Love Live.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, the ultra rares are always the last ones.
Also, the other thing that I love is, okay, so these players will be able to play F1 Delta Time, Time Trial, and Grand Prix modes, win Rev, and earn Shurd tokens until the last moment of the game's operation on 11:59 p.m. PTD, the 16th of March, 2022.
Right. This was written on the
15th of March.
2022. Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So giving people a nice warning for when this is going to happen.
That's the kind of, I mean, I'm just surprised that normally, like, that, because that seems to be the most, that, to me, I'm like, of course that's what you do when you run this kind of I keep wanting to say scam, and I'm not sure it's a scam, because they're making a game, there's a game there, right? But it's like, you're running this kind of operation, is like, you don't let everybody know a month beforehand that the servers will be turning off or that whatever. It's like, no, we have to keep everyone spending up until the very last day. And then on the very last day, we tell them, okay, we're turning it off tomorrow. Like,
and presumably, like, if you tell people like a month in advance that they're going to be turning off the servers, there's going to be like a huge, people trying to dump their NFTs.
Yep.
Because I guess they're not worth very much. Although, to be fair, judging just from the small amount, I had never heard of this game before. And then when I was like looking up, I was trying to get like some YouTube videos to illustrate it, take screenshots and stuff. There was not very much available. Like, this did not seem like a very popular game.
Oh. And yet?
I've never heard Ian talk about it. He's
Hundreds of
the only
thousands
person
of
I know who
dollars.
plays racing games.
Yeah. Hundreds of thousands of dollars somehow spent through this not very popular game that doesn't get shared a lot. And I mean, I keep saying the words money laundering. I don't know if that applies. Certainly.
I think you've decided that it's all about that. And I mean, a lot of it is scams. Generally, it's just when you start involving NFTs with video games, because this gets discussed in the story about like Ubisoft Quartz, right? It's not decentralized.
sell
you
them
have
through our
two places
marketplace.
where
Yeah.
you can sell them. If the game goes away,
It's
where do these things go?
yeah.
And we already have that issue with things like digital storefronts that eventually go away.
Right.
Games that are all server based that eventually go away. So why does anyone think that a game with a server that will eventually go away will have an NFT that actually lasts forever?
Yeah.
It's like and if like there are definitely big problems with with like servers that go away and stuff tied to the particular manufacturer and stuff. None of which NFTs solve.
Yeah.
They just are the same thing but worse.
Yeah.
Um,
At the very least, I don't think NFTs belong in video games.
But yeah, so Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which has had a somewhat troubled,
Existence.
development history, totally apart from the NFT thing,
Yeah.
because that only happened like in the last couple months.
Right.
It was not a very well received game for a variety of reasons, and it never really caught on. And surprisingly enough, the wolf enhanced NFT pants didn't put it over.
Revitalize interest,
Didn't put it over the top.
Weird that somehow that investments and video games are two actually very different things.
So yeah, and as we talked about when we talked about the courts when they initially did the offering, not only are these NFTs tied to the video game, but there's also like a whole bunch of really stringent requirements for you to even buy these particular NFTs. You had to like have a certain amount of time played in the game. You had to have you had to sign up for stuff. You had to all this thing, and then you could only trade them on 2 different storefronts.
Yeah.
One of which apparently stopped like trading on these NFTs a month ago, and no one noticed.
So basically, when we brought it up and said this is a thing that's coming, only maybe about 2 months had passed since we initially had talked about the ones in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It's only been like about 2 months or so, and they even said a month later they stopped.
Because they were giving them out for free.
Right. As a means of enticing play.
Yeah, to sort of get the whole thing going. And I think the Ars Technica article I was reading said, I think there's something like 96 NFTs changed hands at all.
All right.
Over the course of while it was available, like through the storefront and
Did
stuff.
they say how many they gave away?
Well, that's like presumably hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
Yeah, exactly.
Because just everybody got them.
That's why the restrictions, right? We want to know that you've put a lot of time into the game and that these are going to people who are playing. Makes sense.
If Ghost Recon Breakpoint is not that popular a game, and only a couple months before they were going to shut it down, they tried this last-ditch effort to try to get the revitalized interest in the game, and they're at this point there's maybe only like 10,000 people playing this game or less, and they release it as like everybody gets one of these. It's like then you didn't really release that many.
The problem with using terms like is a game popular or not is how do you determine that popularity? Who's saying the game is unpopular? Is it the people who've made the game because they have a specific limit in which we get so many of these these AAA games that come out and they're like, oh, it was an utter failure and it sold 3 million copies.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I mean,
so is 100,000 people still an unpopular thing for the game?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like, I mean, in this case, apparently it wasn't worthwhile to keep developing on the game because they released the last expansion for it, and then they haven't said that the servers are shutting down or anything, but they have said that they aren't going to be doing any more work on it.
Yeah.
So presumably the servers will shut down at some point in the future. Anyway, moving on.
Great.
To the Konami eFootball, which is like a super like that. I think we mentioned this when it happened. They changed Pro Evolution Soccer to eFootball, which is like a super retro name.
Yeah.
Like I expect a game called eFootball to be like on the Atari or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe more recent than that. Maybe like a Super Nintendo game or something.
Mattel's electronic football.
But anyway, another game actually that has had a somewhat tumultuous release history in the sense that it is now just getting to 1.0, despite the fact that it was released back in November.
There was some conversation about this either in our comments on the video or somewhere else that I can't remember where it was exactly. But what was said was they were trying to port it to an engine they had within the company, and then they got through like the Fox engine or whatever it was. I think it was.
Right, I remember. Yeah, that they were Fox Engine, which was for like Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, and so then they were moving that along, and then realized it didn't work or it wasn't appropriate or whatever, and so they had to end up scrapping all that work and rewriting it on some other, either a new engine they were developing themselves or on a different engine they had to get from somewhere else. And again, I don't know the whole developmental whatever, but basically scrapping work on one engine to move to another engine, and then still being in the case of we need to get this goddamn thing done so we can make money off of it, because we're certainly not making enough money off of these pachinko machines. He lied. They're making a ton of money off the pachinko machines. But yeah, it's you saw the pictures. They're
So
weird.
I told Beach this the night before when he was writing the story, because I saw the picture of the like overly weird long
like his
arms
head.
and the head turning, and I think if they made a game of football, soccer, that had realistic looking human beings, but essentially like the putty like nature of gang beasts, it would be hilarious and would do well.
Yeah.
And so instead of like trying to fix that, they should just really fucking lean into it.
Like combine like the realistic style of like a sports game with the like, you know, drink more glurp or
Yeah.
that sort
Yeah,
of
like the silly putty nature of your arms going everywhere. Like
I feel like
some
that-
of the most fun parts of Gang Beasts are where suddenly everything just kind of starts messing out and people's got limbs kind of just shooting out everywhere.
Especially with like licensed likenesses of all the
I
players
just think it'd be
in.
funny.
Oh yeah.
That would be great.
I mean, now that I think about it, like, you know, just Fall Guys or Gang Beasts or any of those kind of games with the little people replaced by just like high resolution models of, you know, real life people
Yeah.
Yeah.
would be disturbing,
Yeah.
Yes.
but very entertaining.
But that's what I mean. It's like it's gonna be like Gang Beasts, but just like the most realistic human being graphics you can get. But
then,
suddenly
like, weird
they're like
stretchiness.
silly putty.
Noodly arms and
Yeah.
noodly legs. Yeah.
I'd absolutely play that for at least 5 minutes.
Boop. Right. Next thing to talk about is the Twitch thing. Welcome to Twitch. You are probably here.
Yeah.
Unless you're on YouTube.
Unless you're watching this on YouTube.
You want to help us get an Oculus Quest?
No.
No, because this is not in Canada.
Just put some money in our Patreon and we can buy one. I mean,
Yeah.
don't do that because we're not gonna.
So yeah, this is a
Probably
weird.
not.
This is just this one of these like. I know Twitch. I feel like Twitch does a lot of this kind of stuff where they sort of like, kind of have their heart in the right place. Where they're like, yeah, we want to incur, or like there was like some high level directive. It's like we want to encourage this.
Yeah.
And then they came up with a whole ton of ideas for how to do it. Those all got rejected.
Yeah.
And then they were like, I guess we have like some beanies.
So if you didn't watch the CheckPoint episode, it's called Sub Challenges. It's a thing they're trying in some different markets because I guess they did it in the U.S. a while back, where if you get a certain amount of subs between a specific 2-week period, Twitch will be like, oh, have a beanie here, or if you get more,
Yeah.
you can get like a Amazon voucher and
So it's like something,
and whatnot.
It's sort of on top of the money you get from subs. Yeah.
And what that is, when I see this, because Twitch does this consistently, if you watch the new things that Twitch puts on, Twitch is watching what streamers do and then tries to do stuff with it. Sometimes what you get is like the raid command, which I think is a nicer way to do raids than say just what we used to do, where we tell people to go to a channel and everyone yells raid. At least you get like a little notification now that people are raiding.
Yeah, it's
right?
an official
You
thing.
know what channel's actually showing up, that kind of thing. Or you get things like the hype train, which I don't like at all. Or you get stuff like this where there are people who do sub challenges often, but it's to try and boost their own stream stuff, and they generally do special things. And this is just Twitch being like, oh, well, if we can encourage people to do more of this, then maybe
But it's
we can do it with this stuff.
I feel like it's weird because the incentive structure is sort of backwards, though. It's like the idea that the streamer the streamer is obviously already incentivized to encourage. So I mean,
but
we're not part of we're not doing this something. But of course, when we do like say PPRs or different, Punch a Chunk or different sort of events.
Yeah.
We get a whole ton of subs and we're reading them off and stuff, and it's sort of it is something that you're sort of doing. It's not a explicit subathon or whatever, but it's sort of part of the whole thing. But
It's,
like they've done the Subtober things where the subscription is cheaper for the viewers.
And that's usually
that
like
makes
a first time
sense.
thing.
Yeah.
No, this is a tactic that it's a tried and true tactic of trying to give people a thing where they can say, hey, you can give me that if you do this thing, then I'll get this thing, and it's meant to pressure your community to do more because they go, oh well, if I do this, the person I like gets some more stuff.
How tried and true is it?
I lived in a household where my mom definitely had friends who were the Avon lady, the candle tea light parties, the jewelry parties, the clothing
Which is
version.
Which is not a comparison that you like. If you're a company, that is not a comparison you want to have. Like that's straight up multi-level marketing stuff.
It's the same thing. The only difference is you generally have a person who's meant to host that party who comes to your friend's house who's just like, hey, anyone who spends money here because you're friends of so-and-so, they're going to get a portion of this thing. But don't forget, if you spend enough money, everyone, they're going to get like a special surprise thing. And it's going to be a $12 clock that lives in the basement and ticks too loud with a floral print. And no one likes this clock.
That's your free goddamn gift.
It's the only one I remember, but I will never forget the memory of this clock.
Yeah. But
an incentive I could see with the same, very pretty low investment on Twitch's part. Because, of course, the thing that would be, like, as Graham says, the thing that would be, worthwhile for streamers would be, like, say, they get more percentage of the thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's expensive, whereas beanies are not expensive.
and I for like two things. A, if they're making if you're going to win a Twitch beanie from this, it had better be one they've never made before and will never make again. It's like it better not be the one that you can buy in the store for like $35 or whatever.
Or that they have routinely sent out for free to people.
Exactly.
Well, here's the other thing.
I want to finish my thought. But B, why is the streamer winning the beanie? Why isn't it a draw for a thing? For the people in the community? It's like you sub here. Twitch is facilitating a giveaway for a Twitch prize pack. If we make 250 subs, you'll get 3 things in the mail from them.
I can tell you why, because that would be hell on Twitch's back end. What's likely going to happen is a streamer's going to get that stuff, and then
they have to do the giveaway.
They will probably do their own giveaway.
Yeah,
that is more likely what will occur. But that's the thing that really gets me is look at all the Twitch branded merch you can get, so that you can look like a purple bleeding heart from head to toe.
Yeah. The thing is it's no different. It's like if we received a Twitch prize pack and we're like, let's give it away, then we have to be the ones to run the giveaway, or we have to decide to do a giveaway, we have to run the giveaway and give it away. But Twitch already had to mail it to us. And they have your information too. They could literally just mail it to one of you. They didn't have to mail it to us in the first place at all.
They won't necessarily have the mailing address of the people watching on Twitch.
But see, now that becomes an incentive for people to plug even more information into Amazon's backend to be like, here's my address and here's my phone number and here's all my shipping information. So send me my beanie, because I won,
But
that
like,
kind of horse shit.
That's still too much work on their end.
And I could see like in encouraging people to subscribe to multiple channels. Like every channel you subscribe to, you get another entry into the raffle or whatever. Like you could see various ways to do it, but it's just weird. Yeah, it's a weird incentive on the part of the anyway.
Yeah.
So obviously, we're here on Twitch talking about this thing, which is slightly odd, but that's how it is. Just
they are completely cool with people having opinions about their service.
Yeah.
If we get a beanie for some reason from a thing like this, can I light it on fire? Can we make a video of me lighting a beanie on fire?
Because it'll be like all plastic, right? It'll
just like melt.
It'll be acrylic. It'll melt. It'll be a little smoky. It'll be bad.
Well, we shouldn't do that.
Also, as a side note, completely unrelated to this particular thing that Twitch is doing, I hate Twitch's blog announcement layout so much.
Bad. It's pretty bad.
I hate it both as a person who wants to look at things on it and also as somebody who has to sometimes screenshot things to go on to CheckPoint, because it's like they took a bad mobile site,
the responsive design kind of thing.
Yeah, and then they made it responsive by just scaling it up to whatever size your browser window is. I hate it.
I will say they at least update their articles as opposed to YouTube, who constantly likes to tell you to look at a thing and then the article's not updated for the new info with the thing in it. That doesn't explain anything. Even if they did update the article, it's not like they explain anything properly. When you have to have people look up other YouTubers for tutorials on how to use your site, no.
Yes, as Gadik says, there's a concept in web design called mobile first design, which is not that. It's the idea of making it mobile, making it set up for mobile, and then adapting it so that it also works on
monitors.
A monitor, yeah. A regular size thing, not just taking the mobile one and making it bigger. Yeah. Like, it is literally impossible to screen. Like, there's the big list of all the, what different you get at the tiers. Different levels. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is actually impossible to screenshot that list in one go, because you can't make the window unless you've got a really tall window on your computer, I guess. You can't make the window the shape to make that list all in one shot. It's stupid. Anyway, that is unrelated to this particular problem, because it's a thing.
Still a problem.
And that's just that's just like their blog too. So anyway, it bugs me.
Agreed. If we get duffel bag, I'm totally gonna try and take the Twitch logo off of it. Also, I might just steal the duffel bag if I think it's good enough.
Yeah, maybe we'll get another Princess Auto bag. You can have that one.
Oh, Princess Auto bag. The colors aren't good.
I mean, I like mine.
Speaking of awesome merch.
Yes.
Sonic 30th anniversary is continuing. I don't know whether 2020 is the 30th anniversary or 2022 is the 30th anniversary.
I'm gonna just assume it's this year,
or it like crosses the year boundary.
Haven't they been doing stuff for this 30th anniversary since last year?
I feel like they've been milking it for a while.
Maybe it's just because trying to get stuff made has been a lot harder, so they've just been kind of drawing it out. Plus, the second movie is coming out,
right?
So they're like, we better keep moving it into the movie.
It's a timing thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's this really fancy statue, because the best way to commemorate Sonic is a thing of him not moving.
Yeah.
He's coming out of a big ring, and it's available in the exclusive, definitive. No, wait.
Standard.
The standard, exclusive, and definitive versions.
Uh-huh.
Standard and exclusive cost the same amount for some reason.
Currently, well, actually, even after the thing, they'll should still cost the same. But
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah. Why? I don't
The
know.
only difference between them being the exclusive one has like he's got 3 fingers up.
Yeah. Well, he has an additional
only
hand
has-
sculpt, so you can actually
He'll-
take that hand off and put the other one on.
He only has 4 fingers.
Oh,
but
really? It's not.
Yeah, it's not part of the statue.
You can like choose which.
Yeah, it's like an Nendoroid where you can just change out whatever.
Just the hand.
Yeah, just the hand.
Well, you know what that means. You gotta go get some Nendoroid hands.
And
to change
same with the
out.
definitive. There, I believe that is also part of the definitive.
It's got the hand, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but the definitive one costs like $100 more.
Oh no, actually, it costs $60 more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not so bad.
And it's got some like fancy sparkly LEDs.
Yeah.
And the ring has like a semi-transparent thing showing like screenshots from much of his games.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. The exclusive and definitive editions have more detailing of different zones that Sonic is in, whereas the standard one does not. So if you want a prettier flared base, you go for the ones that are more expensive.
Beach just wanted to say flared base again.
I'll just keep saying it over and over. I mean, it was literally it is technically a flared base, so I was like, I'm gonna mention.
I didn't say you were wrong. I
Yep.
just know that you wanted to say it again.
I think it's just sad
Yeah.
we're at the time in the internet discourse that just
Saying
mention of flared base
Yeah.
is now considered to be
I
something.
tell you what, if you can
questionable.
get the word flared base into the next episode like 5 times,
Yeah.
I'll name the episode after that.
That sounds great. It's like I look at the breakdown of it and I'm like, really, the definitive edition is probably the one you go for because it is just a tiny bit more money. You're already spending $500, so spending $525 is like.
It's like if you're the kind of person who's going to be buying this, then I guess you might as well go all the way.
I assume the definitive edition is like capped, like there's only going to be so many.
Yeah, and I think the same thing is probably with exclusive as well. But I mean, I think it's true of everything that First 4 does is that no matter what, they've only made so many of a certain amount.
Yeah,
right?
that sounds right.
It's not a.
I've
they
never really looked at their stuff though.
First 4 never really has like we have this and it's been here forever. I don't think. I think it's like we make this many and then that's all we're ever gonna make.
They don't make like. Why haven't they made 4 editions?
Oh yeah, because the First 4. Yeah.
There's 4.
Yeah.
I was gonna say why don't they just make 4 statues, but that seems a little ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to share with you in the document here.
It was late.
These are Beej linked me to the helpfully linked me to the 3 images of the standard edition, the exclusive edition, and the definitive edition.
So how late was it when you were writing this one?
It felt like 3 in the morning.
That's
I
probably
couldn't
about
quite
right.
see straight, and I typed exclusive. I'm like, close enough, he'll get it. And then I went to type definitive, and I fucked it up so bad that I was like, he's not going to be able to make sense of that. So I went back and typed it again, and I'm like,
Closer?
okay, that's closer than the last one, so that's what's going to stay. But also the nano leaves. Well, okay, Jim Carrey retiring from doing movies is like
Probably.
that makes sense because I mean he's really enjoyed painting and he's kind of really he didn't want to do a lot more in his career, but
I get the sense from interviews and stuff I've seen with him
Yeah.
at various times, like he was on like Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee and a few other things. He seems like he's kind of chilled out in terms of wanting to like do stuff.
yeah, he's wanted to get off of that train I think for quite some time and
There's a lot of like, but like, why are we here at all? You know?
yeah. And I'm like more power to him. Whatever kind of person he is or opinions he has or whatever, what he wants to do by and large, it seems is he just wants to stay the hell out of the spotlight. He just wants to keep to himself and paint. And I'm like, you can have great opinions or bad opinions, but if you just keep to yourself, you don't bother anybody, I can let you have all the fucking opinions you want, and I'm not going to be mad about it. Let's talk about nanoleafs. This was interesting that
teeny leaves.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Nanoleaf actually made they make the triangles. I know they make hexagons, but I was like,
squares.
The best shape is a hexagon.
but they make mini triangles that are like half the length one side. of the larger ones, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And you can buy a set from Game UK, I have to keep saying Game UK because I just say Game. You can buy a set from Game. It's like Beach is having an episode. Please help him. But Game UK is selling a special box of these things. It's £300, and that's a lot of money. But it's for the amount of triangles you're getting, it's actually a fairly good deal compared to Nanoleaf's own website, and you can go check that. I was like, that's real weird that's how that all works.
It's only a deal in the sense that Nanoleaves are normally very, very expensive.
They're
Yeah.
expensive, but I think you typically only get one shape. So the idea that you're getting like
Both the big and the small.
a bunch
Yeah.
of different shapes. I mean, sure, they're going to give you a layout for how to make Tails and Sonic's head and whatever, but you don't have to play their game.
Yeah.
It'll also give you a sense of how much it cost us to literally do our wall in Studio B when you go see how much these things cost.
It's Nanoleaves are like, I feel like they're the epitome of it's like, this is a pretty simple thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure lots of people could hack together things to make this work.
Yep.
But they are actually like really well designed, and it's just like nice, and there's like software that goes with it and all this kind of stuff.
You actually, I doubt you're locked into any of the colors that are in the
No,
thing, because
no.
it's
Those are just
you can change the colors. It's why it's part of the reason why we have them on the Studio B set, is so that we can change the colors up depending on the show.
Yeah.
That's on that set. So you'll notice that CheckPoint has kind of its own colorway. Mail Time has its own colorway. Crack Packs
And Askler.
have kind of their own thing.
and it took me. Yeah, they're a little bit tricksy in the way that they show the like Tails and Sonic and Knuckles things on the wall. Like the scale is a little wonky in the sense that not that it's like, not that they're lying about it, but it's like, I don't know what the whole, like, I suspect the whole design is like maybe this big
Yeah, the
on the wall, whereas like the way they frame it on the wall makes it look like it's going to be like a big thing like this.
Yes, this definitely won't be like that big. Like Knuckles doesn't be that big. But when you look at how big the one triangle is, like the largest of the triangles, that should be the same as the large triangles on our wall.
Right.
So maybe they work out to be about this big.
Which is still pretty decent.
Which is still not bad,
Yeah.
but it is also...
But it's like
all together.
But when I first thought it, I thought the small triangles were the triangles on our wall.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I see what they're doing. Yeah.
I personally like the way that Tails looks, because I'm like, I can see a fox in that. Sonic, I feel like I have to squint a little because his eyes don't look right to me in the thing. And the Knuckles one's like, oh, it's okay.
The
I
Knuckles
guess.
one's pretty good.
But I think I like the Tails one the most. But maybe I'm just biased towards foxes.
And you can just
Tails.
you can just buy the box and put it in whatever configuration you want. You can either pick Sonic or Tails or Knuckles, and you can do it. So it's like, go buy the box, and you can do any of the. You could if you could figure out how to do Amy or Rouge the Bat, go.
The boxes they're pre-made to each one.
No,
it's one
you
box.
Just buy
One
the
box, and you can do any all three.
And it has like the presets built
Yeah, it's like
into it.
it's like those Lego sets where it's like you can build any one of these things.
And it gives you instructions how to do it.
I was just curious because I wasn't sure.
You can even do Mario. Lord Hosk is correct. You could probably just get a Mario out of that too if you wanted to.
I just want some nice hexagon shelves. I don't know. I like hexagons. That's why I'm bummed out that Twitter made hexagon the shape for the thing. Don't take my nice shape away.
Don't worry. When the bottom falls out under that, maybe they'll just have hexagons open for other things.
And then the coming up is about New Monkey Island.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of excited about, to be honest. Which I guess means that I'm in the demographic of the.
Have you taken your back medicine?
I mean, I do have.
Back medicine.
I do have stuff that I take sometimes because my back is kind of messed up. So I can't refute that.
It's my original idea for that. I was thinking about writing a whole story, and I was just going to talk about like, oh yeah, Return to Monkey Island's back. It wasn't Monkey Island a lot of fun and then I just, because I've never played it, but I was just going to talk about it like I knew everything about the game and not do any research. And I'm like, that would be probably fun for about 10 sentences or so, and that's probably enough of a story. But I didn't do anything, and I basically wrote about that much and was like, actually, that's a perfect coming up, because it's just kind of like, that's all we know!
There's no info about it yet, so like there's a thing, but...
What's is the trailer you grabbed, like, the new...
It's
thing,
the
or
it's
is
the
that,
teaser
like-
trailer.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
a teaser
teaser trailer
trailer?
for it. Yeah.
Because
Because I thought that looked pretty good for the 15 seconds I got to see.
Yeah, because it's like
But like
Lucas
that's
Games
that's
is involved,
that's literally it.
and
Wow.
then or Lucasfilm Games, I guess, and then also Devolver Digital's involved, and I was like,
Mm.
okay, that's didn't think that.
Well, I mean, that's hopefully a good sign.
And Ron Gilbert, who apparently worked on the originals, is involved, and he said he wasn't going to do another one, but now a dump truck of money, maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, I think I actually played Mike Allen 2 on stream way back in the day.
Things on my string.
Yeah, when they did the remaster of it. But it was really good. That was I think that's my favorite one. But yeah. Let's talk about. There's only a few things actually that we didn't talk about in the show. For one thing, more weird people showing up on Fortnite. I think you guys mentioned this in the after show.
Well, we mentioned Uno.
Right, there's Assassin's Creed Valhalla Uno.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Ezio and Evior, who Ezio, of course, is from the original trilogy of Assassin's Creed games. Evior is the female protagonist in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because you can choose. Are going to be in Fortnite, and which, as somebody who plays Assassin's Creed, is just strikes me as kind of funny and silly. Also, it had to have to work within the Fortnite thing, so they have there's a hidden blade pickaxe, which I don't know how that, because everyone has to have a pickaxe, right?
Click.
And there's also something which I guess isn't new for this, but so it comes with there's an emote that you can do that you can only do if you're using that skin, which is the Assassin's Strike emote, which is presumably you pull out the hidden blades. And then you will also be able to there's you can buy the pack of the costume and the emotes and the glider, the wolf-kissed longboat glider,
Wolves are
and the
kissing?
Viking war cry emote. You can
It's like a whole suit. You're putting
Yeah,
on
yeah.
all the
So you-
emotes and everything else.
you can buy all that, or you can buy the different parts separately.
Oh, okay.
But if you've got the right pickaxe and the war cry thing, you can use. You also get another emote that you bang your shield and stuff. So it's remarkably complicated in terms of all the things that connect up. But anyway,
And Valhalla's the most recent
yes,
one, and Ezio's not, but they did just do that Switch collection of the Ezio
yeah,
games,
yeah.
so that's probably why.
Yeah, Ezio is he's the Italian guy from the second and third games.
It's nice to know they got a bunch of wolves kissing inside them.
Yeah, wolf-kissed longboat glider,
Is an excellent name for a
which
dating game.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Is it a wolf? Is it a longboat? Is it a glider?
Do you have to are you still dropped from a battle bus in Fortnite? Maybe it's the glider you use when you're trying to.
Oh,
land.
yeah, it's probably.
probably.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Yeah.
probably that.
So there are two wolves. They are kissing. That's nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just nice that the wolves are kissing instead of fighting every
Licking
time.
each other's faces.
Oh, I was thinking nose kisses.
Oh yeah, rubbing noses at each
Yeah.
other. It's funny. Yeah, I like that.
No, I was picture animals doing that rather than the licking thing.
Right.
Remember Dying Light?
I mean, how could I forget?
Is that the?
The
won't
game
die.
that is 500 hours.
All right, Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2?
Yeah, Warsaw to Madrid.
So Dying Light 2 game, they were just 500 hours of content, and then it's okay, actually it's more like 20 hours of content, but 500 hours if you do all the extra stuff. Which is
Harder to do in that voice for a
Yeah.
long time, but yeah.
But if you've beaten the game and gone back and done all the extra stuff, I guess, you're in luck because they're coming out with New Game Plus mode.
Wait.
have to do
Do I have to do everything before I can do New Game Plus?
I assume not.
Okay, cool. I mean, I wasn't
shit.
gonna play this game anyway because that's not for me.
But man, to have run out of things to do so badly that you need New Game Plus.
Yeah, like presumably you would want to do all the stuff in the regular thing before you go into New Game. I don't know.
What do they have they said what we get to keep in New Game Plus? Do I get to keep all my
Dying Light.
walking steps?
Apart from fixes both single and multiplayer mode, it will introduce a New Game Plus mode, giving you more reasons to revisit the city.
I have the parenthetical that Polygon put in the story, Dying Light 2, which our review called, quote, a perfect example of the 7 out of 10 game. And I'm just like, oh shit, oh. Like, I feel like I know what you mean by that.
It sounds like such a burn.
It's like, not only is it a 7 out of 10 game, but it is a perfect example of a 7 out of 10
The platonic ideal.
You'll
You'll like this fine.
It says it gives me more reasons to revisit. Do I get to keep things, or is this like a Dragon Quarter type deal where the more I die, the more cutscenes open?
If I lost all my shit on the walk between Warsaw to Madrid, it would give me another reason to walk from Madrid to Warsaw to get all my shit back. So maybe you keep nothing. Inside me there are 2 wolves, and they're having a logic fight.
So they're playing chess?
They're playing chess.
Your wolves are very sophisticated.
Mm-hmm. What I said makes sense, right, Twitch chat?
I didn't say it didn't.
Anyway.
Speaking of wolves,
Inside you, yes.
we've got a couple of stories about video games about doggos.
Great.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like doggos to a degree, especially digital ones.
That man is not a doggo.
No, but there's a video game. Here, I can probably just play this trailer for you.
Do you need sound off?
The sound's not playing.
Okay, cool.
Do you want see?
Doggo in a box.
So this is actually, I think this is basically a beat 'em up game, and the premise is that somebody has stolen. You're traveling around, and somebody has stolen all your doggos, and you have to go rescue them. And then once you rescue them, you can like use them for superpower. Like they have each of the dogs have different powers.
Okay, this is like one of those walk around beat 'em up.
Yeah.
I can get.
Yeah, it's sort of
Final Fight.
Yeah, Castle Crashers or Streets of Rage or whatever. Yeah, so you have to like free your doggos, and then once you free them, they have like superpowers that you can use.
All right, I can get behind it. Artwork looks cool too.
Yeah.
I like the.
It reminds me
dogs.
of the style reminds me of Guacamelee a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Looks like there's a dog park, a dog that can drive. Yeah, I'm for this game.
The guy with the dog helmet who.
So
Lots of stuff going on, and
lots of stuff going on. I believe I believe in this somewhere. I think in this trailer you see that there are a variety of ways to pet the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's important. They
done,
covered that. Yeah.
Have they done like a Warriors game where there's like a dog character you can play as? Because I think they need to.
So yeah, The Last Friend. Mostly I marked that as a story because it's a thing about rescuing doggos.
Yeah.
No, that looks cute.
I feel like, there's like back in the day it was always like, the princess is in the castle or your girlfriend, you have to go save them, right? And then there was like, the president has been captured. Are you a bad enough dude? Stuff.
Yeah.
I think all of those situations would be vastly improved if it was like, go rescue your adorable pet.
Right. Yeah.
Which and also that has like it makes sense that the dog or the cat or the bunny or whatever wouldn't be able to like get out of the situation on their own.
Right.
Because it's a dog or a cat or a bunny or whatever.
Xaxel has said, do we call this style of game cute 'em up, and I think we should. I think we should call beat 'em up games that have a very cute thing going on cute 'em ups.
The other cute 'em up game, possibly. This is not a. This is a slightly different genre. So there's apparently a series of games that is reasonably popular in Japan called Metal Max.
Okay.
Only a couple of them have come over to North America, and they haven't been very successful apparently. But anyway, Metal Dogs is the newest Metal Max game, I guess, and it's like a top-down shooter where you are one of there's 3 dogs that have weapon systems on their backs.
All right. I'm gonna level. I thought when Okami originally came out is when we would get more dog games like this.
It's true. Okami's got the thing on her back, yeah,
the
or
sword
Matsu.
and all that. So, but this is
Looks like apparently fighting other animals with guns on their backs.
And also weird monsters too. God, oh my God.
Oh
They
yeah,
have costumes.
you have lots of outfits for your doggo too, of course. Very important.
I mean, costumes are incredibly important in a video game. They just are.
But I get this, like, looking at it, I'm like, oh, I can see maybe why this didn't, like, take off right away. The
Also-
Metal Max thing, if they were like this style, because I'm like, this is a very simple-looking game, and maybe there is that thing of, like, I want my game to be more complicated. It's, you know...
The danger, of course, with a game like this, when you're actually playing the dog, is that if you lose, the dog is,
Yeah, the dog...
getting blown up. Or
Well,
whatever,
incentive
which-
to not lose.
which people don't want to see. But anyway,
Seems like a great April Fool's joke. Is actual game.
is actual game. You can play as a Shiba Inu
Yeah.
called Poochie, Belle, who's a Doberman, and a bulldog called Bonanza.
Yeah.
So anyway, and I think that's the last story that I had
Oh
marked.
my goodness, we had good stories this week to talk about.
It's true.
Mainly doggos that were
Just-
cute, and
just-
we ended on a nice point.
Just add like stories about cute dogs at the end of every episode.
Yes.
I wonder if interest takes off in Metal Dogs in North America, if that will actually revitalize interest in... Because it said that Metal Max Zero or whatever is getting an enhanced release on Switch. So it's like, I wonder if that'll be people be like, oh, I didn't know about this. Maybe I'll play
It might.
this.
Nintendogs, Metal Dogs.
There we go, yeah.
I still don't understand why we haven't had a new Nintendogs yet.
Yeah.
But I could see that working because sometimes you need if a spin-off does well,
Yeah.
or it creates interest, then you do get people who are like, oh, I actually like the gameplay style of this. Maybe I will check out the other stuff.
Yeah.
Then you do the other game, you're like, oh, people. I don't like this game.
I mean, it's true. I really like Hyrule Warriors, but I can't stand the Warriors games.
So like sometimes the styling is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the thing you gotta look at all the time
It's true.
during the game.
So that's it for ChillPoint. But coming up, we have the sites we have to show you.
Great. Was that supposed to slide in from that side?
Sort of.
Okay.
Hey, Beach,
It's Beachlander.
Hooray!
I hear you're on Friday Night Paper Fight.
Yeah.
All night.
Beej is on Friday Night Paper Fight. Our level 5 super judge. Beej Elasta Beej Deary is going to be on, and the player we definitely have the card packs this time.
Yes.
Players have been making their decks. The cards are not good.
They are definitely magic cards.
I don't know how much these repacks cost each, but I'm pretty sure the cards inside were not worth whatever value they cost each.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the value that you will get as a viewer will be immeasurable. Hopefully.
As somebody who has no idea what is Beachlander, you may well ask.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, we're not even that sure about it. At its basic level, it is the players are going to be playing Highlander, as in 100 card singleton decks, but the decks are going to be composed of cards that come from these 100 card dollar store repacks that you get at the dollar store for, I think they're, I don't know, $5 or $10 or something.
I think at the store last time we bought them they were like $2.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
So these might be a little more expensive because we also had to get them shipped.
Essentially, Beach and Graham were at the dollar store for a different reason.
Yeah.
And Beach saw the packs and was like, "You should play Magic."
I literally just said, "That's literally just a Highlander deck, isn't it?" And Graham was like, "What?" And he looked and he just started laughing
and then
we were like,
Beachlander.
"That could be a fun goof on a paper fight."
So they take 100 cards and they take some cards out so they can put land in.
Yeah.
And that's their deck.
Yep.
If this is the first time you're hearing about Beachlander, I would highly suggest going to that. Those might be specifically on the VODs channel, Loading Ready Live, but maybe there's some on
The Lure MTG.
the Lure MTG YouTube channel. I would suggest checking out the Beachlander episodes we've already done. I mean, watch tonight's, but like later, and also Beach Chase, where we made up our own Plains Chase cards and then played a thing. They are worth your time.
And yeah, and if there are any disputes, that's why Beej is there.
Yeah.
To be our table friend and also level 5 super judge.
Also, as Hosk points out, some cards were non-English and there were duplicates. And I think
Which there definitely are duplicates this time as well.
I think it came down to rulings on my part whether we were allowed to have duplicates or not, because I was like, you only get 100 cards to choose from, but then again, you didn't have to choose all 100 cards, did you? So it's mostly about appeal to the judge, and the judge will decide whether something's okay or not.
Yes, the judge is. I believe the judge is definitely bribable.
I like food. I'm gonna get some after this too.
But then, nothing on Saturday. But on Sunday, Elden Ring Play It Forward. I think, assuming they didn't finish today. Did they finish this morning?
Chat, did they finish this morning? I mean, I feel like we would have.
I could go look for Adam.
They did not.
They did not. Okay.
So they'll be playing on Sunday. Perhaps they will be finishing then. And then we'll be on to the next Play It Forward. But join more Adam and Wheeler for more Elden Ring. And then, is this your card? No Rhythm Cafe?
There should be Rhythm Cafe.
Yeah,
this week.
there was a Rhythm Cafe thing.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Anyway.
It's doing that weird thing again. We played Sound Shapes last week, and we're going to play some more Sound Shapes. We were incredibly excited. Well, okay, I'm going to say Ian was excited because I'm not as up on music because this game has Beck songs on it.
Ah.
Oh, wow. So it's
but
definitely
it's a pretty good game from what we've played so far.
Cool. And then, is this your card? Wheeler is continuing with Teamfight Tactics. And then on Monday, it's the Can't Draw Horses Club with Corey and friends drawing things that are horses. Most, or not horses. Depends. And then Crossing the Streams, where I believe they'll be playing some Halo Infinite with a whole ton of people. I think they have a full, 12 or 16 stack of people. I don't know. They've got a whole bunch of people.
Many people will be there.
For playing the Halo Infinite. 12 stack, yeah. So, lots of cool stuff coming up. LoadingRerun.com/live is the place to go to see the full schedule. Let's welcome the subscribers.
Great.
Bum, bum.
Starting with Well-Fed Games.
This time I'm going to try to go in order.
For 7 months.
I'm so used to being the second person who says hello that... So, Bronzefinger for 95 months. Welcome back.
Smuggy98 is a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. Not all of our shows are this, but they should be. Yeah.
Unseptium. So I guess just Septium. For 22 months.
I think they mean the 117th element. Oh, Kazmiro Swister is a new subscriber. I'm sorry I screwed up your name.
Lord K Homework is also a new subscriber. I've decided that's what your HW means. Sorry.
And a doggo just subscribed. So great for you, doggo.
Welcome to
Good
the channel.
doggo. And get filler with that 100 bits.
Oh,
Thanks.
didn't quite get the snipe on the bits.
Nah, we did see it though.
Yeah, we saw it in the chat, but if nobody else has done bits, then the whole bit thing doesn't show up at all. So
Oh,
you don't have
cool.
a chance to snipe it.
It's too bad. I always liked when it was
Get
empty.
your sniping time again.
And thank
You'll
you for
figure it out.
0 bits. But yeah, I'm glad it's not in there. It's less awkward.
Reminder that Drinkmore Group supports 20 players hot seat. Oh,
Yeah, we
That's-
know.
we know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's possible that Drinkmore Group might show up sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I
Guys.
can't promise there'll be 20 people.
We just need to make 20 friends.
Oh, this sounds like a bad
way too
chain
many.
letter
It's
now.
way too many people.
Then I'll turn into a real boy.
What are you now?
Just wood.
Oh.
Just wood and the dreams of an old man.
So I shouldn't feel bad that I smacked you in the face earlier by accident.
I don't even remember that happening.
At the beginning of the stream.
I don't even remember the beginning of this stream.
Okay, cool.
Maybe you hit him a little too hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Be back in about 2 hours with the Beige Lander stream. But until then, talk to you later.
Bye.